I'd like to now invite up a community advocate and organizer who actually goes out into the streets and tries to get the most vulnerable people into shelters and to try to introduce them to a better life.
Good afternoon, everyone. You know, it's just a perfect segue as we gather here this afternoon and we talk about individuals, the elderly, the mentally ill, sleeping in chairs and sitting up all night. What kind of example are we setting for the young ones who are just parading behind us, the little kids who are in the after school or the daycare centers? What example are we showing them? What are we teaching them? What are we showing them as a society that this is how we treat the less fortunate, disabled, the mentally ill? When we have individuals that come into our shelters in the evening that are elderly, 55, 65, 73 years old and up, how could we as human beings who run these shelters say to them, sit up, don't lay down? How could we say to them as human beings, okay, sit in one chair, don't stretch your legs out to 2 or 3 chairs so you can rest? How can we say to the mentally ill who come into our shelters each and every night looking for a place to stay, a place to sleep, okay, after walking the streets all night, all day, and not really comprehending the whole process of what's going on, sit up? I think it's inhumane. The folks that I work with, we work every day to try to get people a place. It's not an easy task. It's always easy to get someone into a shelter, into housing. But to keep them in, to make sure that they have the proper setup, the proper support, the proper case management, that's where the work really lies. And we at Open Arms Grace Church Project Trust, we're doing our very best to make sure that this trend, this blank act, if you know what I mean, doesn't continue. You know, we call on the county government to say that homelessness doesn't just exist in White Plains, as many would like to see, that homelessness exists throughout this whole county, from the very tip of Mount Vernon all the way up to the northern part of Westchester County. And it's only going to get worse as the weather gets bad, as we get more undocumented people coming into our society, as more elderly people cannot afford housing, affordable housing. It's only going to get worse. And if government is supposed to act like Big Brother, then Big Brother needs to step up and be his brother's keepers. Thank you.
All right.
We want all of you to know that the Westchester Coalition for the Hungry and Homeless, we're located at 48 Mamaroneck Avenue, and we're here for you. I just want you all to know that we're here to support you. And right now I have Reverend Gilmore from the Mount Hope AME Zion Church here in White Plains to come and say a few words. Thank you, Reverend Gilmore.
Thank you, ma'am. I was going to place ATS. And I said, listen, I need,
today is a day that really should not be, because when we look at Westchester and see what we have, there should absolutely be no reason we should be having a protest for the homeless. When you look around, just look at the buildings, the stores, and the money that surrounds us. And for us to have to talk about people, human beings that are on the streets or that are sitting in chairs that have to sleep anywhere they can is absolutely ridiculous. We all have a job today, and I hope that by the coalition bringing this to your attention and addressing this, that you won't go away because you have a warm home or you have a warm bed, but understand that only because of God, there goes you tomorrow. You may not have a job this afternoon. You may not have a home. Houses are going into foreclosure every day. So don't think because you're up on the mountaintop today that you may not be in the valley tomorrow. I say that this is a job for all of us. This doesn't belong to a fateful few. But anybody that has a little better than the homeless today, it is our job and our responsibility to make sure that these people have just the smallest serious of things. You know, God says that, you know, you can't say you love me when you have people on the street that you walk across on the other side that you don't have to give them a dime. We need to show that we really and truly believe in mankind and humankind through our actions, not through your words. Words are cheap. So go to your politicians. We have a right through our fingers when we push the buttons, whenever there is the politicians come to us for votes. That's when you can give your answer and give it strong, saying, I want a change in Westchester. We have the power, use it. Don't stay home on election day. Don't stay home when there are things such as this to open up the eyes of people that we need help in Westchester. It is not about the rich. It is about humankind. So I say to you today, God bless you that have brought this to our attention. We at Mount Hope have been doing this for quite a while. Every third Friday, which is tomorrow, we will be feeding the homeless. We give parties for them for holidays. We feed them during the holidays. So it's nothing new to us, but it's a shame that it's getting worse and worse. And I say to you, go out and tell people. You don't have to have this here forum to tell people that there are homeless that needs help. We need to get beds and heat for these people. Winter is coming. Winter is coming, people. So we need to speak loud and clear. Let your voice be heard. Let your voice be heard. God bless you.
But you know something? They didn't rain in our parade today. The sun is coming out. We're here. They better make change, or we're going to be here again, and we're going to be here again, and again, and again, until they change their policy and they say that people deserve a bed and not a chair. Thank you.
Right now, before you leave, we have Mayor Yonkers come to speak a few words today.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Good seeing you. Take care.
I want to thank all of you for coming out today, and it is about time that we stand up and say we do not want this to happen to people who are human beings. Just because someone is homeless does not mean that they can be treated the way the county is treating the homeless. It is a disgrace. It will never happen as long as we are all here together. Let's work together. Let's do everything we can to make people listen and do something for people in need. Thank you.
Down the sidewalk. Down the sidewalk. Excellent. That's right.